Just as I started this, someone called Christoph message pops up on my phone saying, "Hello, sweetheart, how are you doing?" I can't possibly answer all of these greetings. There are like hundreds of greetings. And with social media, all of us must know now what it feels like to be like famous because people we don't know are seeing us and seeing what we do and what we think and that kind of thing. But that can only increase connection. So before you say, "Hi, how are you?" remember that that person is being asked that by loads of people. Imagine going to a party and you're announced, and everyone says, "Hello, how are you?" in unison. And then they turn back to their conversation. How would you know who you've got something in common with? How would you know who to go and chat to? How would you know what interests people? I think with social media, we ought to skip the greet and go straight to commenting on other people's content. I'm doing this for LinkedIn as much as I can, apart from putting up a little rant about this topic. But that is the best way, is going and commenting on other people's posts. It's absolutely great because if I'm genuinely interested in the topic, I can search for that topic, like hearing aids. And then I see all these young people with behind the ear hearing aids. I wear an in the ear hearing aid or an in the canal hearing aid. All of these people. And that unless anyone actually lets them know that the cheapest of the range of hearing aids are actually the one you can put on first thing in the morning, wear till before you go to bed at night. And the whole world can reach you like pretty much like a person with good hearing. Unless we interact, we just don't get information. And communication is all about sharing information. So everyone in a conversation starts with the same information, whether they agree with it or not. It doesn't matter. So imagine like a famous person trying to find, new people to talk to. I mean, a lot of people can end up accidental drug overdoses or, dying in a hot tub because they're alone. And why should people in these wonderful big mansions, who these creative people, we've given so much to everyone through music and comedy and theatre and film, why ought these people to be alone? They ought not. No one ought to be alone. 90% of people do not see friends and family often enough, and that is a technical term by WHO of loneliness. And we all need safe, stable, dependable other people who accept us as we are, because those people can tell us when we're off. You can only really hear someone say, "What on earth did you do that for? What are you on about?" if you know that that person isn't going to think less of you because you've boo booed. If we don't judge and criticize each other, I mean, none of us are perfect. We're not perfect. So there's a difference between feedback and judgment and criticism. And the term "mind your own business" is really good, because if someone comes to your business and says, "Oh, that product was terrible, I really didn't like it," it's like, "Yeah, thank you for sharing your experience with our product." But if someone comes in and says, "You know what, you really ought to sell more of this," that is minding their business. So that's, it's also like telling someone what to do. We don't need to tell people what to do. We don't need to give people answers. We don't need to fix them. We can all just have a wonderful conversation where, if you go on social media and you are really genuinely interested in someone, then at least take a genuine interest in the things that they like. Find out if you've got music in common or art in common. It's like got to be genuine. If it's genuine, it makes a person feel heard and actually seen as a person, not just a thing. A lot of people just treat other people like things. They think, "Oh, they just think about themselves. Hi, how are you? I'd like to know." But you've got to make all the effort. Got to actually just do one thing and you'll stand out head and shoulders over everybody else. Just go and actually say something of interest, say something. It doesn't have to be interested. None of us have to communicate perfectly from the get go. I don't know who's listening to this right now, but I'm sure later on, no one has to get communication. That is what conversation is for. We respond to people because communication includes response. Dictation, which is what we get from politicians quite a lot of the time, is where they just put a stamp on something and lay down the law and they're not listening and they don't respond. And it's all one way. Propaganda is one way. Social media is becoming incredibly passive aggressive. Like you can go and tell your pet anything, your budgie, your cat, your dog, you can tell them absolutely anything. You can rant about your car not starting or your contact lenses not fitting or not having any food in the fridge. And the cat or dog or budgie will just give you love back. But social media is the complete opposite. Do you want to do this? There's no way to say yes. There's no way to say no. Did we get this right? Nowhere to respond. Just down a dead end. It's just one way communication. So how are they going to improve and be better for their customers? And how then are people going to have the chance to consume more? If I read an article and the minute it goes subscribe like this, or this one. If you want to keep reading, tell people at the front you've only got 3 articles a month, and then you subscribe, and it's $2.99 a month or whatever like that. Just tell people up front what to expect instead of just it's just really annoying. Just communication is about thinking of the other person, not trying to gratify yourself, but thinking of the other person. Include them in your thoughts so that it's communication, unity, community, bringing people together, everyone having the same information. And then they can discuss, disagree, argue, whatever. And the biggest, best results come out of diverse perspectives, experiences, genetics, circumstances, contributing into any one topic. We can all find solutions together. And anyway, I'm going to say, so don't greet people. Go in with, what music do you like? Have you heard of this band? Do you like this artist? Do you do woodworking? Do you drive a car? What do you think about climate change? Off topic, something like what your politics? I don't know. But anyway, we're all actually more similar than we are different. We're all very unique, genetically unique, but the things we have in common, we all like music, we all like dancing. Well, not everyone does. We might all like singing. There are a lot of things that ancient human beings all did together that now people are going, shh, or flat, stop people singing. Or they just don't want their child to grow up and want to be a pop star. That's understandable. These people are pretty lonely, but think of what they give to us. The next time you bump into somebody on the street, I've never recognised them. In all the years I lived in Crouch, I never recognised a single one. If you do bump into one, then there's something to say, even when it comes out like me, completely awkwardly and stupidly, like, oh, well, I used to watch that when I was younger. Doesn't matter. It's more than just hello, how are you? I'm very well, thank you. And thank you for asking. I hope you are well too. And now let's find things in common to talk about. So I'll see you soon.